new bilateral treaties and relationships that will benefit various sectors of the economies. To begin with our today's program, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected ministers, and our respected honorable protocols and the media, please allow me to introduce the first panel on opportunities in Ghana manufacturing and tourism sectors. This panel session seeks to explore the key themes of what initiatives have taken place and are due to come on stream to support further inward investment in the manufacturing and tourism sectors. It's a great sector that we all would like to be a part of. May I please call our moderator for today's panel discussion, Dr. Ashraf Mahati, Chief Economist, Trade and Export Market Development, Dubai Industries and Exports, and request him to introduce his co-panels on the dais. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Humaid, for the wonderful introduction. Today, we're extremely excited to have a wonderful session looking at, as Humaid said, the manufacturing and tourism sectors in Ghana. The country has benefited from robust growth, and since 2017, a number of initiatives have been implemented, which have led to increased industrial capacity and output. And this has actually been shown in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business, the fact that Ghana is the largest recipient of FDI in the region. And I think today I'm extremely privileged and honored to have panelists who will give you a lot of information, and we want to make this very interactive. So please make sure you ask questions. This is a great opportunity to learn from an extremely esteemed set of panelists. To join me today, I'd like to ask Ambassador Mike Akwere Jr., Dr. Afua Asari. Ambassador Mike is the CEO of Ghana Free Zone Authority. Dr. Afua Asari is the CEO of Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Mr. Akwasi Ajiman, Acting CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority, and Mr. Charles Schwab, Vice President of Agility Africa. Thank you very much, my panelists. Please join me. And as I said, this will be a rather interactive session. We have a wonderful set of panelists, and you can see they have a wealth of knowledge and information. Ambassador Mike, seeing as you're the closest to me, I'll start with you. Because one of the interesting things in talking to the companies here is what facilities can we expect from the free zone, the special zone, and the industrial parks in Ghana?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Dr. Ashraf. In terms of the facilities that an investor can expect in Ghana, Ghana at the moment, via the Ministry of Trade, is concentrating on the world trend at the moment, which is the special economic zones. So now in Ghana, we don't have free zones zoned only for free zone initiatives. So the special economic zones is mainly for all sorts of manufacturing. So whether you are manufacturing in the space of industry in Ghana, whether you're manufacturing in the space of selling to the African region, which is now under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, or whether you are exporting beyond, i.e., as we say, beyond the horizon, you still will be able to park your manufacturing industry there. In a nutshell, we have a system where you don't need to be in a free zone space to also be a free zone company. So you can go to the northern part of Ghana, for example, Tamale. They have a lot of shea there. You set up your shea factory because it is near the raw material, and will give you a license to be able to operate in all parts of the country and not necessarily in a zoned area. So in terms of facilities, we have them readily available in Tema, which is the capital. It has the biggest port in Ghana next to it. It has the major airport next to it. Also Kumasi, which is the second biggest city. We have one there in the digital area under the Greater Kumasi Industrial Project, which the Ministry of Trade supervises as a whole. Then there's also the Takoradi area, very interesting in the sense that if you're looking at Takoradi, you're looking at the second largest port, you're looking at rail, you're looking at gas energy, which we all know is now very good in terms of lowering the carbon emissions, and most importantly, cheaper, because our kilowatts per hour in terms of electricity in Ghana comparatively is a bit high, and so we are trying to give incentives for industries to be able to compete with smaller margins. And then we have another area called Shama that is virtually green, and we are looking for special enclave developers to come in. So in a nutshell, we have so many other things apart from the facilities, but I'll stick to the facilities for now so the conversation can progress accordingly.
So actually it's very, very interesting from our perspective that you're not tied to one area. You actually have the whole geography of Ghana.
Yes.
And you can set up in a free zone but do business outside. So you're not restricted in any way.
Very much so, because you see, we want to develop the country as a whole, and we don't want an area to have a concentrate of industrial organization and hub and so on. So we are moving it around the country. In fact, there's one thing that has also started recently called the petroleum.
You've got a number of diversified activities that you brings me very nicely to Dr. Afua. Companies go overseas, right?
Yes.
So why should the investors in this room set up in Ghana to export?
Investors in this room should set up in Ghana primarily because we have a very, very stable country. We have a politically stable country where everybody is at liberty, if you follow the rules, to do what you have to do. Your business is not at risk. There's the rule of law. We have a high level of youth who are skilled, very well skilled in various crafts. We have a very conducive environment. And I think that where we are situated, basically in the middle of the world, we are the closest to the middle of the world as can be. And because of that location, it is very easy to then jet off to other countries around us and in the world, because we are situated right in the middle of the world. The Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement happens to be working now, and because of that, we have the headquarters in Accra, which makes it the commercial hub of Africa. You can take advantage, if you are in Ghana, of the headquarters being in Accra and also serving 1.2 billion Africans. And so it is the best place to be if you really want to be in business, especially with the rest of the world.
I mean, I like the fact what you said, Dr. Afua, is that Ghana is actually in the center of the world. I believe it's meridian 0, latitude and longitude, right?
Yes.
So technically you can't get more central than this in the world.
Yes.
But also your organization will help investors who set up in the country to expand, right? To expand the region overseas. So what are some of the services that your organization as Export Authority will provide?
We make it very easy for you to register your business. We make it as well easy for you to be in contact with our Ghana Standards Authority, our Food and Drugs Authority, all the certifications that you need to be able to export your products and services outside. We link you to these agencies, and as a matter of fact, we have an office in Ghana Export Promotion Authority where officers from all of these agencies are situated, so you don't have to crisscross going to other places in Accra, other offices looking for them, and we make it very simple for you at KEPA to just come there, and then we handhold you, go through all the processes, give you all the certification that you would need to be able to do business in Ghana.
And also export for Ghana.
And
So-
also market your products, link you to the markets, international markets, let you understand what those markets are and what they need and how you have to access them. Because you may have an idea of sending a product to a particular country, but probably it's better sending it to another country. So we let you understand the business of export. We show you the market and we help you access the market.
Because one of the important things, as I'm also in trade, is that each region is different and you need the export authority of that country
Yes.
to support you,
Yes.
to help you with the regional markets, to help you with regional dynamics, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's what we are there for.
Now, one of the beautiful things you would have seen as you walked in is the beautiful music, the graphics of the country, the wonderful pictures, and you can see them on the screen. And I think, Akwasi, that comes down to tourism, right? Ghana it's not becoming, it actually is a wonderful tourist location. But what initiatives have been implemented to make Ghana more of a tourist destination? And again, I link this to the investment opportunities because we know the geography of Ghana, we know the beautiful, unique features, but how can investors take part of that?
All right, thank you very much. I think the Ghana tourism story is a very good story. In terms of initiatives that we've
Sorry, can we just get the audio working for Mr. Kwasi? Okay, should we try that again?
So the Ghana tourism story is a very good story. Initiatives that
Sorry,
we've
Mr.
embarked
Kwasi.
on.
Can we get that increased, please? Can we get the volume increased? Okay, let's try that again.
The Ghana tourism story is a very good story. Initiatives that we've embarked on in recent times include technology adoption, making sure we have a single window that brings everybody within the value chain onto one platform. And that grants accessibility to both the demand side and the supply side. For visitors coming into Ghana, you have this platform that you can go explore all the services that we have, and also for the supplier side, you look at what are some of the things that we need to do. For us, we're trying to position Ghana as a MICE hub, which is for business tourists. And so with that, we need a lot of accommodation facilities, conference facilities, and that becomes opportunities for investors. Within the supply side, we have two tiers for product development, so tourist sites, attractions, and we've been blessed with a lot of natural resources in the tourism space. You have about 540 kilometers of coastline that is available for development, and also inland you have waterfalls, forest zones that are all available. And so it's a mixed bag, but I believe engagements are available for people who are interested within the supply side, the two tiers that I talked about, for attractions that are solely for tourists and also for mixed use conferences and other facilities.
I mean, that's very interesting, the fact that you're not only just targeting tourists, but you're also targeting business travelers. Because they tend to be more price inelastic, they tend to have a higher budget, they tend to pay the company dollars, right?
Yeah.
So what are the initiatives in the business sector, more in terms of meetings, conferences, incentive areas? What are the opportunities there?
Since 2017, we've set up what we call the National Convention Bureau, which works with the private sector, basically to try and attract meetings into Ghana. So big conferences are happening, and that is opening up the space for investors who are building newer facilities to be able to attract. Within the sub-region, within the West Africa sub-region, we are the meetings hub. And so a lot of events are happening from Nigeria into Ghana, Togo, Benin. That's the sort of thing that we are doing.
So in that sort of sense, it's an ideal English-speaking location
Yeah.
to attract business activities, business events
Yes.
for the whole region, right?
For the whole nation and also for the rest of Africa, actually globally, because like Dr. Efua said, we are in the center of the world, and so access is easy. 5-6 hours to Europe, to Dubai, 7-8 hours to other markets, quite simple. So we are there, center of the world, and once we have the facilities, that's the place to be.
Excellent. Now, you've seen three different perspectives from the free zones, from the Export Promotion Agency, from tourism, but from a Ghana perspective. I always believe the proof of the pudding is in the eating, right? Now we actually see a UAE perspective, a company that's actually done business or is doing business in Ghana. And I think here, Charles, I'd like to bring you in. Can you tell us about your operations in Ghana?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the other side of the fence today. So I'll just introduce who we are.
Sorry, can I just ask them to increase the volume, please? Can we increase the volume for Charles? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll start with the introduction of who we are and how the operation.
No, we still don't have you. If not, can we get the floating mic for Charles?
Yes, I think it is now.
Okay, I think this is much better. So as I started by saying that our company sits on the other side of the fence today. So I will start with introducing who we are and the operations and the investment that we did in Ghana so far. We are Agility. Agility is a $7.5 billion company sitting headquarters in Kuwait, and it is listed in the Dubai and Kuwait Stock Exchange. We are the leaders in funding, developing, and operating international standard warehouses across Middle East and Africa. So we started our first project started in Africa, and in particular in Ghana, as a gateway to start the project there. So our type of customers that come into our warehouses are for two reasons. One is to ensure that we give them the connectivity, the power, the drainage, security, waste management, to ensure all these are in place by promoting what is the concept of international standard warehousing, international standard platforms to attract MNCs and support the growth of SMEs in the country. So far, our mix is 50-50 between MNCs and SMEs. So in a nutshell, who is Agility in Africa? Agility is the Panadol of the headaches of all those new investors who wants to come in and invest in Africa. So we will take all the challenges and focus on the issues that are related to run up an operation, while the CEOs and the country managers focuses on their business. So our operation started in Tema Free Zone. Again, I'll tap onto what Ambassador Michael has said. We are in a free zone area. However, our customers are non-free zone and free zone customers. So it doesn't need to be a free zone customer to be in our enclave. So we acquired 186,000 square meters of land. We started our first phase, and today we are in phase 4. So once the whole enclave is developed, we will end up with about 95,000 square meters of warehousing in the Tema Free Zone, which results in a budget of almost $100 million investment in the country. The reason we did all this is as well as it was mentioned on the panel, that today Ghana is being seen for three main reasons to start there, and this is why we started there, is very strong political stability, very strong legal structure, and always ready to expand its economy. So these are the three main things that induced us or encouraged us to come and start in Ghana. Today we started in Ghana, however, it did not stop in Ghana, so we have operations in Ivory Coast, we have operations in Mozambique, we are starting Nigeria, and we are starting Morocco and Kenya. However, the first project, which proved to be the right concept in the right direction, started in Tema Free Zone in Ghana.
So actually you've said a number of very important things, but two things I'd like to pick on. The first is that the $100 million investment you've made in Ghana. This is actually incredible. But the second one is you're building international standard warehouses. Why? Why would you not want to do cheaper ones? And how does this benefit our companies looking to use Ghana as a point of entry for West Africa?
There are 3 points to this, to your question. Now, the first one is, why is it international standard warehouses? Today, if you go around Africa, there are lots of warehouses there. However, they are rundown warehouses. Today, and as I mentioned that we are the Panadol of the headaches of the investors coming in, is because in our parks, to make it international standards, you have to ensure that they have the security, the safety, connectivity, power, the right drainage, waste management. So all this should be within the warehouse. The second thing, the park, I mean. The second thing is that once we build such international platforms, it's because most of the MNCs that wants to try to invest and try a new country, they want to be asset light. So in order to come in, there are lots of compliances that should be within their operations. So they come in and we cover all those compliances for the MNCs. The third thing is for the SMEs. We support the growth of the SMEs, and our focus is on SMEs in the country, where we just have I'll give you a simple example. A company who wanted to sign an agreement with a retail in Europe and in the States, they have sent their engineers to come to our warehousing so that they do an inspection to see if this is the right place, because she will be exporting dry food. So the moment they entered and they went through the compliance and they said, this is the right place to be. So without investing her capex to build a new warehouse, without putting any of her capex, all what she had to do is use her capex for her operations, and she won a contract to export goods which are stored and from our facility. So these are the three main things that we consider as international standard warehousing. Encourage and support SMEs to expand their business to the continent and out of the continent, and B, to encourage MNCs to come who wants to be asset light, to just have a turnkey operation, take the key and start the operation and try the market if it's going to work for them or not.
Wonderful. And you mentioned free parks, so I'd like to come back to you, Ambassador Baik. You talked about free zones, industrial parks. My question is, what's the difference in terms of benefits for an investor looking at a free zone, special zone, industrial park in Ghana, and how can they utilize these benefits?
Well, first of all, I wanted to offer you some advice, but I think that Charles can answer all the questions for the audience, because he's able to articulate what is in Ghana from the point of view of a businessman.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that. And I think it's best to have testimony rather than sometimes just telling people what you have and what you don't have. And I really particularly enjoyed, in the context of what you just asked, about international standards.
Yes.
That is one thing that we are really working on at the moment as a country, because if we invite you to come into our country and you are to fulfill or satisfy international markets, you have to fit international standards.
Yes.
Some of the food chains, especially the perishables and so on, they would only come to your country to order after they've come to inspect. And so that is why it's very important for any organization that comes to Ghana to fit those international standards. But one of the reasons why we're very keen on filling the space of special economic zones, we don't want a company to come to Ghana and start struggling to look for land.
Right.
There are issues of litigation, there are issues of uncertainty, there are issues of maybe you need power, you need water, you need this, you need that. So we want to make it a one-stop shop, because in any case, we want to help you with areas like immigration, we want to help you with customs, and Dr. Ashraf, this might sound very simple in certain areas of the world, but in certain areas of the world, it's not that simple.
No.
So we want to be able to give you a sort of one-stop shop incentive to be able to do this. Now, when we say Ghana is the center of the world, we're not just saying it in the sense of location, but convenience. And that is why with the business in Ghana, free zones and so on, we allow companies to export from all over the world, come and congregate in Ghana, and then you break bulk and supply. Because we all know about supply chain management, how it can be very difficult if you're supplying from the wrong location. Again, if it's areas like perishables, the United Nations, for example, has made Ghana the hub of most of its distribution, even to South America. So it's very important that investors see this as a very big matter. One thing that is becoming very big in Ghana is business process outsourcing. A lot of companies need people who can handle that aspect for them at a cheaper and very efficient rate. And as you well know, Ghana has one of the highest education rates in Africa. Ghana has one of the best simple English speaking in Ghana and the whole of Africa. So if you look at the world as a whole, it's a very convenient location to go and log anything that is export oriented, that is central oriented, and it allows your business to grow. I dare say also the right attitude. I mean, I've worked all over the world, whether it's England, South Africa, America, and time again, even in India, it got to a point where they kept saying the Ghanaian students have the right attitude. Ghanaians generally have a right attitude, they have a right approach, they are able to follow simple things and even take over and manage it properly for you. So this is something that will be very appealing to investors all over. I know the UAE is a mainly Muslim-dominated country. Ghana, Muslims celebrate the Christmas more than us. And I celebrate the Eid more than they do. Christians are marrying Muslims, and if we can marry, then it means we can do business together.
Right.
Because in any case, business is a marriage of ideas and money. So we want people to feel safe, we want them to feel attracted to Ghana. When you're also coming to Ghana, we want to kindly advise, and I take a leaf out of my brother Akwesi's book, don't just come in your suit and tie. Come with some shorts, some slippers, a t-shirt, and use the opportunity to relax, unwind, because those are the moments of your best ideas. We have fantastic beaches. We have lots of facilities that enable a person to not just come and invest their money, but to rest in the country. And so I think that we are multifaceted in terms of all the various things that we offer. And I am telling the audience today, Africa is the future. And if you want to go to Africa, Ghana is the gateway into not just West Africa, but Africa. So you might as well come through the gateway so that all the rest of the land is available to you.
I totally agree with you. Africa is definitely the future. By 2030, it will have the world's largest number of middle-class people, increasing internet penetration rates. It's going, an African Continental Free Trade Agreement is going to be a huge game changer. It's going to create dramatic difference in the whole continent.
And not just the difference. You see, everybody must understand that with every business, the one who goes first benefits. Of course, there will come a time where we may have to close our doors in terms of the Africa continental trade because we have sufficient. So for those who want to penetrate Africa, it is better you produce in Africa and then supply under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Yes, I mean, that obviously makes sense because you need to produce 40% local value content to comply with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, so it becomes a made in Africa product. And again, as you said, what better place than Africa to do it, and more specifically Ghana. But one of the questions I want to say is that today in the world of smartphones, can we set up online? Or can we do some of the processes online?
Yes, you can do some of the processes online. And in fact, with the Ghana Free Zones, for example, to set up, you can send all your documents and then we'll process it. But some of the things will still need to get a face-to-face meeting to conclude. So once you get in touch with us, we'll be able to do that first stage and then move on to anything else that needs to be looked at.
So all the first stage can be done online. They can go straight
very easily.
Yeah, and
Very,
then
very
just the last bit.
Very easy.
You can
In fact,
come.
one of the things that Ghana is also known for is IT.
Yes.
And that is why, for example, Google has come to set up their artificial intelligence headquarters in Africa, in Ghana. So if we have the Ghanaian graduates who are very good with IT, who are very good with computers and so on and so forth, you bet we'll do all of this. And we even have apps for most of these facilitations as well. That is why you rated us as one of the countries with the ease of doing business. But all we want them to do is take the first step to contact us, and then we'll open the whole scripture and show you what is in there.
Wonderful. Dr. Afua, I want to come back to you. I mean, you mentioned earlier about the 17 sectors that have been prioritized. But what if our investors want to go beyond these 17 sectors? What are the services that are offered by JIPA that can help them?
So we have the National Export Development Strategy, which we put together and launched in 2020. And in that document, we have said that we have 17 priority areas. Yes, we have 17 priority areas because we have to prioritize what we are doing. And the 17 priority areas doesn't just end there. These are the value chains that we are developing, and we hope to achieve our target of 25 billion by 2029 with the 17 priority areas. But we will not just, it's not producing other products, or we will continue producing and working with other services and other product areas as we go along. If any interesting thing comes along, definitely we will look at it. So it is not cast in gold, the 17 priority. We are working with a lot more areas, but focusing on the 17 priority areas. It is quite a large area, even 17 priority areas. It covers a whole slew of products and services. So it's not cast in stone.
And you mentioned services just now. You also support and also Ambassador Mike talked about BPO,
Yes.
right? So you also talk about services, and today, services are extremely important. I work a lot in creative industries and things like that. So those are also sectors that you support, and also new sectors. Today I hear a job called storyteller. I thought storytelling is what I said to my daughters before they went to sleep. But now storytelling is a business. It's something you export, right? So you do new and dynamic services as well.
Yes, and as Akwesi talked about, we work very closely with Akwesi to export what he has by way of services. So you talk about our music. We are exporting our music, our healthcare, education, our legal systems. Even we are exporting the services of our architects. We have some of the best architects in the country. So we are going really big on services. We are working with all the sectors to see how best we can do this. We have exported some nurses to Barbados, to Malta. We have exported our education to the neighboring countries like Nigeria. Ethiopia is requesting. And so we are growing big on services right now. And we would ask our investors here who are interested in any of the service areas that we provide, especially in IT as well. I dare say that in 2018, Ghana Export Promotion Authority won the best use of IT in business at the World Trade Promotion Organization conference. And so you can see how we are big on services and especially IT.
And actually, I was there when you won the award.
Okay.
That was in Paris.
Yes, in
I
Paris.
was there. I was
Yes.
there. I'm part of the ITC.
So
and
I didn't lie.
Evidence.
Yes,
evidence. And also
evidence
this year,
right
I'm
here.
coming for the conference in May.
You're welcome.
That
Yes.
JIPA is organizing.
Yes.
Because we talked about business events, and JIPA is organizing the largest gathering of World Trade Promotion organizations in the world.
Yes.
Postponed from 2020 to 2022.
In
Looking
May.
forward to that in May. But that also brings me very nicely to Mr. Akwasi and to you in terms of what are the investment opportunities. Dr. Afua talked about tourism talked about healthcare. But how do we link that to other areas or other opportunities in tourism?
All right, thank you. We have different segments of the market that are ripe for investors. Like I said earlier, business tourism, out of the number of people who visit Ghana, about 32% are business tourists, if I put it that way. And so if you take, for example, that the number that we did in 2019, about 1.18 million people coming in, and about 320,000 of them being people coming for one business conference, like you're coming in May for this
The JIPA
event,
conference, yes.
So that means that within that space, what are the facilities? Because people who are coming are becoming more sophisticated, and they need facilities that are world class. And so you have bigger brands moving into Ghana, like Twitter, Google, some of the big hotels, Kempinski, Movenpick, Marriott, are all coming in because there's that demand for accommodation facilities. Then you also have within the cultural space, scaling up some of the things that we have. You saw the Ghana music out there, Akinte, so some of them have been dovetailed into the non-traditional exports that GEPA is in charge of. But that is also another opportunity. Ghana Art, I mean, just last week an art gallery was opened here by a Ghanaian. And so some of these things are happening, offering opportunities, arts, culture within that space, and also our tourism drive, where we're looking for facilities to meet the growing demand for people who are coming into Ghana.
Just as, I mean, by the way, it is about the details.
All right, so on the platform we have the visitghana.com. I mean, you could go on there. Everything is within that space. You could also download the app on both Google Play Store and also Apple Store, and then get all the information that you want. We also work very closely with the GIPC. So for investors, your first point of call probably will be the GIPC, where you get to see everything, all the investment opportunities. They are also on there. And I believe once you go on there, then you can also engage with us. We are the regulators, and so for you to set up, let's say, you need to register that. We have the legislative instrument that governs that, and now we will hold your hands and make sure that you have an easy passage.
So it's a mobile app you download from Google Play and App Store.
Yes.
Called?
Visit Ghana.
Visit Ghana.
Yeah.
So everyone should be downloading that. We have free Wi-Fi here. Yeah. Right, so download the app.
So it gives you everything within the value chain over there in Ghana. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now, Charles, your company has invested $100 million. So I have to ask you the question.
Okay. With regard to the experience we had, the business slowed down, but for the last 4 or 5 months, we've seen a very positive demand. So the business has picked up again, but this is not because of Ghana or West Africa. This is worldwide, from the pandemic. Going back to the advice, again, I stress on the point that as an investor, once you move into a country, it's the stability, it's the security, it's the openness for doing business. This is where we, as an investor, look into to make sure that we are investing in the right country. Ghana has always been the leader in West Africa for an investor to start their businesses. Of course, with the help of the active investment promotion agency, GIPC, they've done a fantastic job. They were immensely helpful and supportive in our initial investment. The free zone authorities were very supportive. So their welcoming to do business in Ghana was very, very, very helpful and very supportive. So I go back again to discuss not only from our side, but from the other type of businesses that are coming in, what you mentioned from the IT side, and Dr. Afua as well mentioned. So today there is in the emerging market index, Ghana has went up 8 places. So in terms of the international logistics, in terms of national logistics, and in terms of expanding the economy. And today they are number 32 in being digital readiness. So we have seen this interest from lots of data centers that want to establish in Ghana today. So which support what Dr. Michael and Dr. Afua have been talking about the IT. So you're looking into a country which is ready to introduce this digital readiness for their streamlined processes and the efficiency, optimizing efficiency in doing business. So we are looking into this as our next step as well. And we are talking today with 3-4 major players in the data center business to come into Ghana. So watch for the space, it's going to happen, and it's happening.
So can I just get that correct? Your warehouses will now have data linkages.
This is happening, and this will happen. So as well, for part of the technology as well that we have, we sit in Dubai, we see
The stock is moved.
what is supporting the data centers as well. There are three major e-commerce businesses as well that are looking into Ghana to start up their businesses. And today we all know that the e-commerce
Yes.
is the future. So again, this is as well coming to Ghana, and they're all starting in Ghana. So my advice is Ghana
Go in now.
Ghana.
Right. As I said, this is actually an interactive session. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand. We have a floating mic or two. Mention your name and your company and who you'd like to address a question to. So do we have any questions in the audience? The gentleman over there. If you stand up, please, we'll get the mic to you. We need the mic runners to be a bit faster. Can we get the mic runners there? Or if you want to shout your name out. No, I think we will need the mic. Can we get the mic there, please? Okay, please, your name
Now
and
that my
your...
voice reaches Ghana, thank you very much, Mr. Ashraf and the panelists, Ambassador Okoye, Dr. Sare, Mr. Akwasi, and Mr. Charles. The question is specific for Ghana for two reasons. The two challenges we always face, been there for nearly about half a century, is the tax regime and the forex allocation or the currency management. For the Free Zone Authority, I presume that any product that comes into Ghana, which is re-exported, it comes in at zero duty and also gets out. Now, once it exported back, I presume Dr. Asare is giving us free of export duty or export tax, and also is capable of getting the ETLS or the ECOWAS license, so the receiving country will be able to receive it in zero duty. Please advise me on these 2 points, and if these 2 points are taken care of, what other tax incentives or forex allocation helps is GIPA as well as JIPC as well as Free Zone authorities are capable of? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll just summarize the question because we had an audio issue. The question is, what are the tax incentives in a free zone, a special zone, industrial?
Income tax, that's 100% exemption for 10 years. And then after that, you pay 15% tax for the rest of the time. The regular tax payment is 25%. So that, for example, is a direct monetary incentive with regard to the free zone space. We're looking at other areas like 100% exemption from duties, levies, and so on. You get various incentives from customs, and we give you very good immigration quotas. We'll give you all the details when you also come and talk to us. But he mentioned something about the...
So before you go on, just so that we understand, so you get customs duty exemption,
Yes.
you get 10 years tax-free.
And not just customs duty exemption, we actually allow you to clear your goods to your destination or warehouse or yard.
Right.
And then the custom officer comes there to open it and check the goods and gives you the exemption. So we even give you the convenience as well.
Okay. So there's
as
a
well as
saving in
exemption.
cost. So
Yeah.
there's a customs duty exemption, there's a corporate tax exemption for 10 years, and then after that's 15.
Yes, 15% instead of 25%.
And then the third one,
Oh, withholding tax.
withholding
I mean,
tax,
such
yes.
a long list. I can go
Okay.
into all of them, but I'm just giving you a bird's eye view so that, as they say, the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. So come and eat the pudding.
in addition to that, Ambassador Mike, Ghana has also signed several double taxation agreements.
Yes.
So if you have to do head office reporting and you take the money back,
And that is not unique to the free zones. It's
No.
across board.
No.
So the double taxation rules also apply, and we have signed the treaty, so we'll benefit from that as part of it. But I need to answer this question
Yes.
on the volatility of the forex and so on and so forth that he was worried about. This is something that is not to do with your production. It's to do with the fact that we are a country that imports more than we produce at the moment. So obviously, we have a lot more foreign exchange conversion, and so there's that issue. But that is why we're trying to make sure that we change the regime to become a foreign exchange earner rather than one who is always changing it to buy rice or to do so and so. And I'm very glad you said you're associated with Ghana. So I'm sure you're very familiar with the new things like planting for food and jobs and so on and so forth. The amount of rice in Ghana that is now overboard, and we need even rice mills. So let's say rice is 100, our rice mill capacity is 30. So that is another area where we want the experience of, for example, India, all those in the Punjab region who can grow rice for all of us as well, to come into that space with your rice mill businesses and come and fill it in. If you look at warehousing, as he said, it's not just warehousing of goods, we have space for warehousing of food, silos, and so on, because the agriculture is now in abundance and overflowing, and so on and so forth. So we just want to go with what Akwesi said, and it's very important that the audience notes this. The audience must understand that you must come to Ghana as a tourist, as a business person, and because you are a business person, you will be able to see all the opportunities that exist, whether at the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and so on, because there are so many things, and we're not limited to anything in particular.
Thank you. Dr. Afua, would you like to add anything there?
I would like to say that we are requesting that you visit us to see what you can do. There's a lot of raw material that we have that you can set up factories to add value to. That is where Ghana is going now, industrialization. And we need businesses that are ready to add value to the raw materials that we have in our country.
Thank you. And I've actually been told that I've exceeded my time allowance. I would have liked to have taken more questions, but I'm sure my panelists will be around. But before I actually thank them, I'd like to ask you, what are your parting thoughts? One parting thought each. Ambassador Mike?
Well, my parting thoughts are just looking forward to doing more business with the UAE.
Wonderful. Dr. Afua?
Come to the center of the world. That is where you can grow your business from.
Akwasi?
Ghana is open, Ghana is ready. Be part of it.
Charles?
Business in West Africa. So I'm saying that Ghana will always remain the leader in doing business in West Africa, especially with the African free trade market, a home for which is handling 1.3 billion, the largest free trade market in the world, 1.3 billion today, which will go up to 2.5 billion people in 2050. So it's a no-brainer for someone to be in Ghana to attract this opportunity and advantage.
I think that was amazing. 2.5 billion by 2050, 1/3 of the world's population, 1/4 of the world's countries, world's largest number of middle-class people, all directly accessible from Ghana. Right? That would be my parting thought. But as we part, I'd also like to thank my panelists, Ambassador Mike, Dr. Afua, Akwasi, and Charles. Thank you very, very much. That's been a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we introduce the next session, can we have a group photo?
Always.
Thank you. We'll have a group photo and then I'll introduce the second panelist. Oh, now we need a photographer. You do hashtag Ghana. I don't think so. Everybody here, you should do hashtag Ghana or hashtag Jeepa. Just one more. There's a floating camera.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry? Second panel. Right. Wonderful. Our first, sorry, should I?
My microphone is not working. It's working now. Okay, Dr. Ashraf, you're already here. Please make sure that you do not leave the stage, because I would like to thank, first of all of you and the panelists with Dr. Ashraf. What an insightful discussion we had, and we will have more of those discussions, definitely. And next in our program, panel dialogue that will discuss the opportunities in Ghana's energy, sanitation, and housing sectors. This panel session seeks to explore the key themes of how the energy, sanitation, and housing sectors have developed in the last decade. So I would like to introduce to you once again, and would like to welcome Dr. Ashraf Mahate, Chief Economist, Trade and Export Market Development, Dubai Industries and Exports, and request him to introduce his co-panelists, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Humaid. We saw in the first panel session how Ghana wants to become a major industrial economy. In the second panel session, we'll focus more on energy, sanitation, and the housing sectors. And I think we'll also learn about how Ghana is one of the leaders in the continent when it comes to renewable energy, 90% electrification rates. The country has got great aspirations. To join me in this panel session, I'd like to call upon the Honorable Cecilia Deeper, Minister, Ministry of Sanitation, Water Resources and Energy, Minister. The Honorable Andrew Mercer, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Energy. And Ms. Sharifa Shareki Tijani, Deputy Managing Director of State Housing Company. And our fourth panelist is Kareem Al-Jassar, Chief Sustainability Officer for Diamond Developers, the Sustainable City. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause, please? So. Good. Kareem?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. And again, we want to make this interactive. I will also try to get more questions from the audience, but this is a wonderful session where we can learn a lot more about the energy, sanitation, and housing sectors. Honorable Cecilia, I think I'd like to start with you. The UN Sustainable Development Goals, number 6, states that there will be a provision of clean water and sanitation. What is Ghana doing to achieve this sustainable development goal? So can we have the mic on, please, for all the panelists? Okay, let's try that again.
Thank you very much. And I'm particularly elated to be here this morning and to be part of this panel discussion. Indeed, we all know the importance of SDG 6. But before I go on, I want to make a correction. The configuration of the ministry I head is sanitation and water resources. And I think the questions can straddle the two areas, sectors of my ministry. I think they cut it short by putting here only sanitation. We all know the importance of SDG Goal 6, that by the year 2030, the whole world will have access to good sanitation and good potable water. There is the saying that water is life, but I qualify it as good water is life, and that sanitation gives us all dignity. And this government has made a lot of strides in this area, and I would like to emphasize the need for us to take our water resources as a serious project to be worked on. We all know that Goal 6, which is safe water and adequate sanitation for all, is the central pillar to achieve many other goals. For instance, it underpins poverty reduction, which is SDG 1, food security, SDG 2, good health and well-being, SDG 3, economic growth, SDG 8, sustainable livelihoods, SDG 11, combating climate change, SDG 13, and healthy ecosystems, SDG 15. So we all know that it is indeed the central pillar. And this government, led by His Excellency the President, has declared that everywhere and everyone living in Ghana should have water. Everywhere will go for investors who want to come and set up their industries and businesses in Ghana. We also have a vision to make sure that every water system that we put in place covers up to the year, we add 20 years to the life of the water system. So therefore, government has a dedicated plan, even for the free zones area, since we've talked about it. We will have water systems. We've started looking for the funding, hence our participation in this panel discussion. We want to make sure that whoever comes in to do business has access to water for the business. And the government, in its efforts, from the year 2017 up till now, has invested $1.035 billion in urban water. And it's also investing $1.5 million in rural water. I have made the distinction because some businesses are set up in our rural areas, and they also need to be provided with this utility. Hence, the need to make sure that they run together concurrently in a parallel manner so that those businesses in the rural areas are not left out. So with regard to sanitation, you know the need for effective waste management. In that area, we are working in partnership with the private sector to do recycling, reuse, material recovery. Ultimately, we want to recycle and treat our waste to provide green energy to supply the Ministry for Energy. So I'll end here.
That also brings up opportunities for investors to enter the waste management, even the sanitation, even the production of clean water, right?
Yes, indeed. Government on its own, like I said, has invested this huge amount. We are still looking for funding to provide more water because we've just finished with our data collection for the census. And we've realized that we've grown in our population. So as we provide the water, we'll need to take care of future businesses and future populations. So we'll need more investments in the water sector. If I'm not exaggerating, to be able to have excess water, and I must stress here that Ghana is endowed with a lot of water resources, surface water resources. We have 53.2 billion cubic meters of water. So we do not lack surface water. What we lack is the investment to treat the water and to remove pollutants and contaminants in our water so that they will be fit for purpose and fit for human consumption.
Thank you, Honorable Cecilia. And that, I think, leads very nicely to Honorable Andrew. We know that Ghana is the largest, or actually has the largest hydroelectricity plant in Western Africa. However, we see that the greatest activity is happening in solar energy, right? And it's projected that solar power will soon go into double digits. What is the government doing in terms of laying a full emphasis on energy and diversity of energy in terms of investors?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and to participate in this conversation. Indeed, as we speak, Ghana has already exceeded double digits with respect to renewable energy. Because if you look at what we have in Bui Power, which has about 51 megawatts peak, there's also the My Energy facility that produces 20 megawatts. There's the BXC that produces another 20. There's the Kalio and also the Navrongo. So all put together, you're talking in the region of some 51. Obviously, 101. Obviously, we recognize that, yes, our installed generation capacity of about 5,321, which has a peak demand of about 3,300, is sufficient for now, but it is a sector that is growing, especially if you look at the fact that we are saying that we want to grow a Ghana beyond aid, which then means that industrialization ought to be the bedrock of that transformation. Energy is a key component of that agenda. And so we are consistently increasing our generation capacity. Obviously, because we have global obligations under the Paris Accord and also COP26, our focus is to increase our renewable mix. And so that is why we are focusing more on renewable and huge opportunities that are available. We have passed the Renewable Energy Act, where we Power Authority, VRA, are all increasing their solar components, and there are huge opportunities in that space that enables us to achieve that objective that we set for ourselves.
So if we have investors who are looking to enter the renewable energy space, I'll ask about hydrocarbon in a minute, but if they're looking to enter the renewable energy space, how would they find out which projects are available?
Ghana recognized a long time ago that private sector is the engine of growth. And so if you look even in our thermal generation, the private participation is very key in that regard. In the same vein, VRA, we Power Authority, who are looking to increase their solar generation capacity, are open for private joint venture relationships to enable them achieve that. Then VRA is looking to do some 200 megawatts P of power. We Power is already doing a 50 megawatts P, looking to increase to 150. And all these are opportunities that are available for the private sector to participate through joint ventures with energy producers or on their own, just as Minergy and BXC, which are private sector participants, are doing to ensure that we achieve that objective in that space.
And also, am I correct in believing that the West African grid is connected and you have the capacity also to export to other West African countries?
Yes, we're already exporting power to Togo and Benin. We have exchange arrangement with Ivory Coast. But obviously, because we have enough generation, it's the transmission infrastructure that then enables us to export more. And so we're looking to build some 260 kilometer transmission line between Tamale and Burkina Faso. We're looking at some 600 kilometer transmission line. We're looking at a second transmission line between the Western Enclave and Ivory Coast. And all these are available that then enables us to export power to our neighboring countries and provide them with the power that is available in Ghana as we speak.
So not only are you looking for investment that can service domestic demand, but also export overseas?
Indeed, there are opportunities in all the value chain
Right.
within the power sector, the generation space, transmission, and indeed distribution. And so, yes, we are looking for partnerships in all these areas to enable us meet local demand and also to export under the West African power pool to our neighboring brothers.
We've had a wonderful insight on water, sanitation, power. The third part of this holy triangle, or holy trinity, is the idea about housing. Honorable Abdullah, what initiatives have been implemented to attract investors into the housing sector?
So thank you very much for the opportunity. As you know,
Sorry, can we just have a mic here, please? Or do something with the mic? Let's try that again.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities in the housing sector in Ghana. As you might know, the recent population and housing census revealed that Ghana is the basic necessity of life. And from that same report, we have about 1.8 million housing deficit, which means the opportunity is big. And we require about 200,000 housing units to be built annually in order to be able to meet the demand. But currently, we are able to supply about 40,000 housing units, which means that a deficit of 160,000 housing units that the private sector is being invited to come in to support. Now, there are several incentives that government have in place. We have incentives in corporate tax, 25% corporate tax, but those who are capable of providing affordable housing for our population will have a tax holiday for 5 years, for the first 5 years, before they will now be put on the 25% brackets. Now, we also have strengthened our banking sector, and that is supposed to provide support in terms of mortgage for Ghanaians to be able to buy houses when they are supplied. In addition, government is also willing to support the private sector with land and then infrastructure on the land, such as electricity, water, and roads, so that people can produce the houses at affordable prices for Ghanaians. There are several opportunities like repatriation of profits. I mean, if you are a company that is producing houses in the country, you are capable of repatriating 100% of your profit to your home country. These are some of the incentives that is available for people to come into Ghana and produce houses for the Ghanaian people.
I mean, that's an amazing demand of 140,000 houses per year. And a little back of the envelope calculation that tells me that this could go on for the next 12, 15 years.
That's right.
Right? And you will support in terms of building the infrastructure so developers can come in, build the houses. But my question is, can developers come in and sell off-plan?
What the arrangement that we have in place currently is to link up the private sector with the banks. And mostly we have government workers who are on government payroll, that government is able to make the necessary arrangement so that with your bank, then the beneficiary or the interested party will get mortgage from the bank and then buy directly from the developer.
And you help them do the linkages with the bank, the land.
Exactly. So that's the role government will play.
So the investors can come and meet you and your staff, your team, and then they can do all the linkages for them.
That's right.
With the banks, the land, the construction companies, the tendering process.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we have been doing currently with some other private developers. So there's a lot of opportunities.
Right. There are a lot of opportunities. I mean, even I can sit down here and do the calculation. And looking at the opportunities brings me to one of the well-known developers in Dubai, right? Diamond Developers, the sustainable city. We all know about it in Dubai. We know its features. But the question is, Ghana is not Dubai. Dubai is not Ghana. So that begs the question, Kareem, what type of housing can you bring to Ghana, and how does that support the wider goals? Because Madam Cecilia talked about sustainable development goals being important. So what can you bring in to Ghana? Kareem?
Thank you. Indeed, thank you to all the panelists. Sustainable housing is universal. It's not centered and limited to Dubai. Dubai has been, for us, a platform to develop, to deploy this concept that we call today the sustainable city. It's 5 years of research and planning that started 10 years ago, and now 5 years of construction and operation. So we have today a unique set of features, we call it our DNA, to design, build, and operate sustainable housing. And by sustainable housing, I mean much more than just a roof and a shelter, because we believe that all cities should be productive cities, should be resilient cities, smart cities. Sustainability is across the board, and this is something that we can deploy across the world. So for us, coming from a development management company, we are now in the process of exporting this model from Dubai to other parts of the world, other Arab countries. We are in Sharjah and Oman. But now we're looking at Africa. And so as we've been hearing in the previous panel, It's quite evident that Ghana is a very unique gateway to Africa. We have had conversations in other African countries, but they're a little bit slow. And so this is why we're now considering Ghana, and we have received delegates and delegations to Sustainable City to explore the model that we have, which is very much based on the 3 pillars of sustainability. And that's why I say it's universal. We want to achieve our cities, our developments and communities want to achieve social outcomes, environmental outcomes, and economic outcomes. And how we do it, this is very much country specific. It has to be based on the climate. You know, when we design in Dubai, we're certainly going to design differently in Ghana or in South Africa. So we have to be very conscious of the local context, of the local climate, and certainly also of the price point, so that we're able to tap into the affordable housing market.
Excellent. So in terms of Ghana, what kind of concepts have you identified?
So when I said a productive city, because we do much more than shelter, we very much look at how can cities and housing provide in-country value to the host country, right? This is not only about providing a roof, it's about adding value, in-country value. So in-country value in Ghana can come from multiple sectors. So are we looking at tourism? Are we looking at the agro-industry? Are we looking at fishing? Are we looking at ICT, IoT? There are many different opportunities. So this is something we want to weave into the cities. When I say a city, you know, we can design communities and cities for 1,000 people, for 10,000 people, for 15,000 people. And so specifically in the case of Ghana, we see a great opportunity when it comes to low carbon development. Ghana is still a low carbon country, which is really good for the planet, which means it's a unique destination for sustainable finance and sustainable investment. And we've been hearing about renewable energy. And for us, diamond developers, so when we move into new countries and destinations, we focus entirely on renewable energy. So we believe that any city, be it in Germany or in Ghana, can achieve net zero energy. And Ghana already has the right resource base and the natural capital to achieve that. So from hydro, and we just heard about solar energy. In Dubai, renewable energy is very much focused on solar because it's a low-hanging fruit, it's accessible. So renewable energy is something we will plug into the city. Urban farming, certainly, what Ghana is so famous for, and local manufacturing. And then we can create jobs around those industries, and those are gonna require additional housing. And so it's very much a circular process. Housing for the people to create jobs and to thrive.
Wonderful, Kareem. I'd like to come back to you, Honorable Cecilia, and ask you what are the opportunities for investors in this room to become involved in the sanitation and water resources sector in Ghana?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can we please have the mic? Oh, we'll pass over the mic. I think we'll make that a practice. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. I have here a tall list,
Right.
but I will just crystallize that into a very short response. We have a lot of opportunities in the water sector as that is going on in Ghana, called illegal mining. In local parlance, it's called galamsey. This has indeed destroyed some of our water bodies, and it's a matter of great concern. So the first one I'll put on the list is the removal of heavy metals and other contaminants from our polluted water. And we've come here to look at the opportunities available, the technologies available, the modern ways of treating water at a lower cost, because most of these water sources are found in our rural areas. So therefore, if we do not handle that and clean the water up, we will expose our own people to a lot of problems vis-a-vis our water sources. We are also interested in having smaller packaged water systems that will use solar. This expo has shown all of us what the world can do vis-a-vis the talents, the skills, the projects, and all those modern ways of doing things. So we need to tap into that to also benefit our beautiful country.
Okay, I think we have to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Your Excellency, can we have a round of applause, please? Be very brief, yes. Five minutes for the whole panel, I'll finish it. Please. Thank you, Your Excellency. Honorable Cecilia, may I please ask you to carry on?
Thank you very much. Like I was saying, we come into the water and sanitation sectors to also 1.5 billion in total, and we need more funding to provide water to all the 16 regions that we have. In the sanitation sector, we have the private sector making a lot of strides. But networking here before the program started, I've met some investors who are interested in logistics supply, and we'll link them up to the private sector. Government will facilitate sector.
Honorable Andrew, we talked about all the different renewable sources of energy. Can you tell us the opportunities in hydrocarbons, please?
Absolutely. I'm sure many people here know that Ghana is an oil-producing country. Indeed, tallow, ENI, and coal are all operating in our fields. Obviously, because of the energy transition issues that are to grant us permission to open some 5 blocks that are available for exploration and development. And I would urge the investors who are here that we should take advantage of this opportunity that's going to come up very soon. Of course, our Central and Voltairean Basin are also being explored, and these offer us great opportunity for investment. And so I would urge investors here to look to Ghana and make the requisite.
Kareem, your company is considering entering Ghana. It's a wonderful market, right? We heard this morning of the different opportunities. Your country is entering Ghana. My question is, what made you consider, as a well-known Dubai developer, what made you consider entering Ghana?
As I said previously, the sustainable city today is becoming a model for sustainable housing. And we're specifically looking at countries and geographies that have the potential for replication. So yes, we can go perhaps anywhere in Africa, but very few countries will provide a platform for a soft landing and with a ripple effect. So we see Ghana as a country that can produce this ripple effect, the metrics, economic metrics, and then we have to design based on local knowledge for low carbon.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kareem. This conversation could have gone on for a very, very long time. Wonderful wealth of information. I strongly urge the investors in this room to actually talk to this wonderful panelist. And it brings me now to thank Honorable Cecilia, Honorable Andrew, Honorable Abdullahi, and Kareem. Thank you very, very much for a wonderful and fascinating panel session.
Guests, our media partners, and visitors, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to Ghana Limitless Opportunities Business Forum organized by Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And the guests, as we prepare the stage, and we're getting ready for the national anthems of the United Arab Emirates and also the Republic of Ghana. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, please.
The national anthem of United Arab Emirates.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, allow me to call our first speaker of the program, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Ramadan, Ambassador, Ghana Embassy to the United Arab Emirates, to deliver his address. And before that, I would like to have your attention for a short video on Ghana investment opportunities. Distinguished guests with the Ghana Embassy to the United Arab Emirates, please welcome on the stage.
His Excellency
Alhaji Ahmed Ramadan, Ambassador, Ghana Embassy to the United Arab Emirates, for your speech. Before we introduce, we would like to present limitless investment opportunities that Ghana offers. Before we introduce him, we would like to show you a short video on the screen, and please enjoy the video.
Currently hosting the Secretariat of African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement,
Ghana has officially become the commercial hub for the ease of doing business, providing investors an enabling business environment backed by strong economic fundamentals, dynamic policies, and political stability. Gold, cocoa, and oil form the cornerstone of Ghana's economy, while its impressive urbanization has pushed us to fourth in the world and first in Africa in the Global Retail Development Index. Even with the global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic to 2023, following some ingenious policies rolled out by the government, Ghana remains the gateway to Africa, favorably positioned at the center of the world and easily accessible to all parts of the world by flight. The overall friendly nation is a land of opportunity, full of optimism and open for business. Ghana is home to some of the continent's fast development fintech companies, growing and attracting investments from across the globe. The nation's commitment to talent development, infrastructure expansion, and strong support for innovation continuously attracts large global tech corporations such as Google and Twitter. Ghana enjoys a high degree of connectivity with one of the highest mobile voice and data penetration rates. Ghana's agriculture and agro-processing sector benefits from an abundant supply of natural resources, including diverse plant, animal, and marine life. The West African country is the world's second largest producer of cocoa, churning out an average of 850,000 tons of beans annually. Strong policies like the Planting for Food and Jobs, agric modernization, and industrialization continues to accelerate growth and diversification in the sector. The Ghanaian manufacturing sector benefits from a raft of policies aimed at sparking a new industrial revolution. The new automotive policy has seen the offering of an automobile hub with renowned car makers such as VW, Toyota, Sinotruk, and others assembling vehicles locally. Meanwhile, the One District, One Factory initiative, coupled with a friendly business environment, has led to the rapid setup and expansion of factories across the country. Ghana is one of the world's minerally rich sites. It ranks first in Africa for gold mining and seventh globally. Southern Ghana is regarded as one of the world's most prolific gold discovery zones in the world, with large deposits of bauxite, diamond, and manganese are also extracted in Ghana. Ghana is set to become the first West African lithium producer with an estimated production of 2 million tons per annum. As production continues to rise, the government aims to build up its refining capacity in order to capitalize on its mineral wealth. First, investment opportunities ranging from exploration and discovery to refining and marketing. With 3 offshore oil and gas fields, namely the Jubilee Field, the Trinidad and Yenra in Tom Fields, and the Sankofa Field. Ghana's oil production is estimated to go up to 500,000 barrels per day by 2024. The government is working on a combination of track restoration and expansion, as well as the building of entirely new train lines to increase the coverage of railway in the country, while 11,000 kilometers of roads has also been earmarked for construction across the country. The nation's Kotoka Airport is ranked as the best in service quality in Africa for the size of 2 to 5 million passengers. Meanwhile, the country's main port, the Tema Port, is one of the largest in Africa, with a capacity to handle 3.5 million 20-foot equivalent units. Ghana's booming economy, expanding trade footprint, and population generates a steady stream for the demand of goods and services, driving growth in the services sector. This sector has over the years seen rapid developments to becoming a major employer with over 42% contribution to the country's GDP. Industry players anticipate a rapid expansion in the e-commerce space, while considerable growth is expected in modern retailing as consumer demand increases. Ghana entices visitors from all walks of life with some of the world's most historic forts, delectable cuisine, beautiful beaches, and diverse culture. The successes chalked in the year of return has made Ghana a top travel and investment destination for Africans in the diaspora. Ghana's creative industry ecosystem is one of the most innovative, cost-effective, and talented on the continent. The nation's creative art portfolio is undeniably diverse, cutting across music, art, film, and fashion. The industry has taken an added significance as the work of artists become more visible to the world. Ghana's healthcare sector is rapidly evolving thanks to significant infrastructure investment, increased insurance coverage, and growing private sector developments. Through significant investment in the pharmaceutical industry and healthcare delivery, the country made remarkable strides in tackling the COVID-19 health pandemic. Meanwhile, Zipline, a medical drone delivery company, has stepped in to help meet the immediate needs of communities and healthcare specialists in rural areas. Indeed, Ghana still remains a land of opportunities, full of optimism about an exciting future. We are open for business, and we invite you to...
Absolutely, that video encourages us to explore Ghana and seek more opportunities either in tourism or in business. Definitely, I would like to welcome Mr. Yofi Grant, Director, CEO, Ghana Investment Promotion Center, who will present Limitless investment opportunities that Ghana offers, what you've seen on the video. Please give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, President, Minister of the Economy with various portfolios, Your Excellency, Honorable Shirley Ayoko-Botry, Minister of Foreign Affairs for Ghana, leadership of the Dubai Chamber, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, senior officials of the UAE, senior government officials of the UAE and the Republic of Ghana, represented by ministers of state, distinguished and accomplished business people, ladies and gentlemen, we would not have done our duty well if we didn't leave, or if we left Dubai without some checks signed. I've seen a number of hands raised already, so that is extremely encouraging. But indeed, the Ghana opportunity sometimes may seem overwhelming, but it is one that one definitely cannot miss. There are quite a number of speakers today, and we've heard quite a lot from the panels, so I will not go deep into what the opportunities are because you already know them. But I just want 3 letters to stay in your head. And it's O, O, and O. The Ghana story is best sold and told with the 3 O's. The first O is opportunity. Ghana is a resource-rich country. We have gold, diamonds, timber, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, oil and gas, lithium, many ornamental minerals that we are looking to add value to export. Beyond that, close to 60% of our land mass is agricultural land. But you're also well endowed with capable human capital and a strong spirit of progress and achievement. And as we look to convert our raw materials and resources into food, is openness. We are engaging. We want to talk to you, our investors. We want you to tell us what you want to see in Ghana to bring the bacon back home, as they say, or to bring the meat back home. And so we engage and looking for partnerships and linkages, investments for trade. And therefore, we are always very open and very ready to talk to you. Ghana is known as a very politically stable country. But we are also known as a very happy country with 365 days of sunshine all year round, and very engaging and warm. And I'm very delighted that we have a full house, with some even standing, for this business forum. It shows that we are ready to engage, we are ready for this partnership. And to indeed invite those of you who are ready to speak with us. We will hear a lot more from our president, who is the chief marketer of Ghana, and an inspiration behind a lot of the things that we do today. The policies that we are constantly reforming to ensure that we are more acceptable to development and progress. The last O, ladies and gentlemen, is optimism. We are extremely optimistic about being the first African country in sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence, therefore driving the wave of political emancipation from our colonial masters on the continent. Today, we are well positioned to once again drive the financial and economic progress of the continent through our various policies and through our positioning, including hosting the headquarters of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. What we say we will do, we have done. In 2017, when His Excellency the President took over government in Ghana, we inherited an economy that was laboring. The next 3 years, Ghana's economy grew at an average of 7% per annum, becoming one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And that tells you the commitment that we have to ensuring that we grow our economy. Even at the times of COVID, when there was significant disruption globally, Ghana once again proved its mettle by standing strong and was one of very few countries, 27 I'm told, who had positive GDP growth. We are still blessed to have managed the pandemic very well through the engagement of the President. We are going to build back better on the program called the Ghana Cares Program, the COVID Alleviation and Revitalization of Enterprises Support Program, which has been constructed along certain value chains and certain industries to make sure that we can engage significantly and create opportunity for investors and for our young people and to grow the economy. I am very happy to say that we've achieved considerable success under that program. In the first 3 quarters of the year 2021, Ghana grew at an average of 5.1%. In the third quarter, it grew at an average at about 6.6%. And it's expected that year-end 2021, Ghana would grow at 5.6%, which is remarkable considering what has happened in the world today, the economic disruption. We are ready. We will speak with you. We are engaging and make sure that we sustain our relationship, because for us,
commerce serve the interest.
All other protocols observed. My colleagues who were on the panel, also the ambassador, and Mr. Yofi Grant, have already spoken about the opportunities that are available for investments in Ghana. So I want to spare you the agony of repeating what they've already said. But we all know you need to of other enablers. I'm sure other African countries will talk about some of these same benefits. But I can guarantee you that there's only one country in Africa that offers all these as a package. You buy one, you get 5 free. And that is why we are different. I'd like to re-echo only one other point. The biggest project in Africa is the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area. And as you've been told, Ghana has the privilege of being the host of the AFCFTA. What this means to you as an investor is that if you locate a manufacturing plant in Ghana, you can reach the entire continent from that location, duty-free, quota-free. Duty-free, quota-free to
the European Union. Again, it means that if you invest in a facility like this, Ghana also is part of the African Growth and Opportunity Act between the United States and the continent of Africa, which means that if you invest in a manufacturing facility, you can export duty-free, quota-free to the United States of America, which is the world's largest consumer market. So if you add the population of Africa, 1.2 billion, about 460 in Europe, and about 360 in the United States of America, you believe that the combination of these trade agreements, which offers us market access to these very strategic markets, is a compelling reason why Ghana should be an investment destination of choice. We know what you have done in the United Arab Emirates so that we can strengthen our mutual cooperation and collaboration and then bring prosperity to our country. So you are very much welcome to Ghana. Thank you. God bless you.
Many thanks to Your Excellency, in charge of Talent Attraction and Retention, Ministry of Economy, United Arab Emirates.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Honorable Nano Akufo-Addo, the President of Republic of Ghana, Excellencies, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm really pleased to address you all today at this forum, which present us with an ideal opportunity to explore ways to elevate the existing UAE-Ghana economic partnership. The UAE has always enjoyed warm and friendly relations with the West Africa partner. I welcome events such as these that contribute to boosting economic ties between the two nations. The value of non-oil 2020 and 56% in comparison to 2019 numbers. Moreover, Ghana is among the most important African markets for the UAE's non-oil trade. This is reflected by the fact that the UAE ranks 7th globally and the first in the Arab world among Ghana's trading partners. The UAE accounts for more than 4% of Ghana's foreign trade with the world and more than 75% of its total trade with the Arab world. In addition, the UAE is one of the 6 most important export destinations for Ghana and the first in West Africa. These factors, coupled with wider and learn more about the opportunities and incentives offered by each other's market. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking these opportunities to shed more light on the development that's currently being witnessed by the UAE economy, following the introduction of a series of legislations and regulatory amendments that enhance the openness of our economy. The UAE announced the Project of 50th Initiative in conjunction of our Golden Jubilee last year. It marks the country's milestone 50th founding anniversary with 50 grand projects aimed at further diversifications and strengthening our economy. All of these projects are designed to establish the UAE as a truly global destination and testbed for entry and residency system now supports our national talent attraction strategy and reinforces the UAE as an ideal destination for work, investment, entrepreneurships, education, and life. To give you an example, the new green visa category in the theme of its kind for self-employed workers. Even before these policies came into effect, the UAE was known as a thriving global business and investment destination. Our unique value proposition has been built on a strategic location with global connectivity, strong financial reserves, large sovereign wealth funds, healthy international relations, consistent government spending on infrastructure, digital transformations, and innovation, progressive economic diversification policy, multi-free zones, highly developed infrastructure, and open, tolerant society. As a result, several global indicators have recognized the UAE as best business ecosystem for being agility, the availability of investment capital for its conducive climate for establishing SMEs, surpassing several leading global economies. The country ranked first globally in the Global Entrepreneurship Index 2022, climbing 3 creating unprecedented opportunities in our market. And it's a very exciting time to be here in the UAE, especially if you are an entrepreneur or an investor looking for expanding your global footprint. Therefore, I invite Ghanaian ties to launch our economic development aspirations to the next stage. So, Your Excellency,
Minister of State for Foreign Trade and Development, I would like to welcome with a great synergy
Zulayem, Chairman of Dubai World. Your Excellency Abdullah Mohammed Al Mazur, Chairman of UAE Chambers. Eminent personalities of the UAE, Ambassador of Ghana to the UAE, Members of Parliament, Presidents, CEOs of institutions of Ghana and the UAE, distinguished guests, opportunity to celebrate Ghana here in Dubai with a diverse mix of people such as your good selves. And investment President Akufo-Addo as co-chair of the Advocates of the Sustainable Development Goals. In this role, His Excellency, his peers have elected him as the AU Gender Champion and also Champion of African Union Financial Institutions. At the West African level, President Akufo-Addo was in September 2020 appointed ECOWAS chairperson at the summit of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community year term as chair of the body due to his exceptional leadership. During this period, he and his colleagues, heads of state, have been making efforts to ensure peace and stability in West Africa, which is so critical to the economic development progress. The president is well known as a champion of democracy, rule of law, and human rights. These principles have been at the heart of various policies and programs in agriculture, health, and education, among others, that his government initiated and is implementing since its assumption of office in January 2017. Among these initiatives and programs is the 7-year coordinated program of economic public institutions. Through his visionary leadership, Ghana was among the first countries globally to put together a medium-term response strategy to address the impact of COVID-19 on the economy and also to outline an economic recovery, revitalization, and transformation plan to restore the economy to pre-COVID-19 level. Sound lawyer, astute politician, the vision holder of a Ghana beyond aid and Africa, to the President of the Republic of Ghana.
First of all, I'm delighted. My delegation has been truly overwhelming. Last night, at a dinner that was given to us by the young fly on the tallest building in the world, is my understanding, here in Dubai. That was a special moment. And there's a picture of me in front of a moment of visiting our pavilion here in Ghana. We Ghanaians, we pride ourselves. The process of rehabilitation, we inherited an economy that policies that were put in place. We were able to increase the rate of growth of our economy to an average of 7% in the years 2017, 2018, 2019. But then, like everybody else, came the pandemic and the virus, all the disruptions that the economies of the world were subject to. And as a result of it, of course, was a significant decline. Industrial output, agricultural output, and the rate of growth of the economy. Well, fortunately for us, and I think it's by virtue of the fundamentals that have been built in the first phase, we did not go into recession in Ghana. And even though it was a modest 0.9%, we still recorded a positive rate of growth. So that was the second phase. The second phase being the disruptive impact of the pandemic on our lives and on our economy. But in that period, I think this Ghana handled the pandemic, put it, I believe, with South Korea as the two countries that best managed the impact of the pandemic. We did so on the principle that our first task was to protect lives. Livelihoods would be meaningless without lives. So the emphasis of our policies during the pandemic was how to protect lives and therefore how to taken. One, the need to expand dramatically our health infrastructure system. Because we discovered, much to my deep disturbance and fear in the course of the pandemic, that our country was not well served by a broad-based health infrastructure system. As many as we have 260 districts in Ghana, and over 100 districts did not have a district hospital. So we formed the policy of Agenda 111, which is to build ourselves for countries that were blessed with the vaccines to give us some. It's a situation we don't want to be in again in the future. We've decided that we will, in future, be in a position to produce our own vaccines. So that's another fundamental decision that was taken as a result of what happened to our vaccine development facilities in Ghana, and we're hoping that by the last quarter of this year, we'll be up and running. And then hopefully our population will be now in the third phase, the NCD Ghana obeys. Building and optimizing the young people, and also for those who are disadvantaged. We believe that this third phase of these 8 years that have been given by the Ghanaian people, we believe that the investment climate that has been created in Ghana, which has been so conducive that today of Germany, Toyota, Nissan of Japan, Sinotruk of China have all established assembly plants in the country as a prelude to being able to produce vehicles out of Ghana. Twitter is establishing its African headquarters in Ghana, and Google's first artificial intelligence center in Africa is located in Ghana. I mean, these are to give you an indication of how the world and the multinational companies are responding to the investment climate in the country. Additionally, and this is also critical, the Minister for Trade spoke about it. The Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area is located in Ghana. The AFRICA's, perhaps the most important single initiative that the African Union has taken since its birth, is brought together something which many people thought was not possible. 54 countries of the continent to agree on, and it's brought together the 54 countries with a combined GDP of some AFCFTA Secretariat is located. We want very much to leverage these opportunities, both as a gateway, not just to our country, but of course also into the continent, the region and the continent, and also to be we are offering nearly $3 billion worth of investments have come from the Emirates into Ghana. The trade figures between us are impressive and they're growing. And we believe that the opportunities are there which can enable us to expand systematically both the trade programs of my government that I would like to bring to your attention. One, which we call the One District, One Factory policy. It's a process of rural industrialization, which will enable us, first of all, to reshape the structure of our economy from a raw material economy into an industrializing, value-adding economy. Secondly, to generate, as a result, sufficient jobs for the young people of our country. And the 260 districts are all going to enjoy the promotion of private sector-led industrial enterprises are in the processes of being established. 102 of them have been completed. So it's an area of development which we believe represents a great deal of opportunity. At the same time, the industrial profile that we are developing also reposes on the exploitation of our mineral resources. We have considerable bauxite and iron ore resources. We've established institutions in the country, ore deposits in the country. The second important flagship program that I want to bring to your attention is to bring even greater transparency and accountability to our public activities. And then finally, the program for transforming Ghanaian agriculture, which we call Planting for Food and Jobs. As things stand today, a country that was a net importer of foodstuffs is today a net exporter of foodstuffs as a result of the success of the program. So, the country is offering you several sets of incentives. We have the incentives under our laws, the general investment laws of the country. We have the incentives under our free zones policy. We're very much in emulation of what you have done here, are creating opportunities for companies to locate in the free zone areas and have specialized incentive fiscal regimes to assist. But at the end of the day, I'm standing up here because I want very much to build, and indeed in Africa, are immense. And we believe that a strong relationship between our two business communities would be a very, very solid communities. There's a lot of money you can make in Ghana, and I want you to come and make a lot of money in Ghana. And in so doing, we will also make a lot of money and grow our country. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one session with His Excellency Nana.
We're going to 2030 by creating an opportunity by our health system, our nation, which is people, and achieve our targets. And at the same time, the difficulties that we've all been through in the last 2 years requires, once again, this collective response. It's had on virtually all countries in the world. And once again, our theme is to underline the collective nature of how we get back to where we want to be. So that's basically
That's
what we're
beautiful, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you're by far one of the pioneers in Africa and in the world who fought for many human rights. And just worth mentioning, yesterday we had the honor to meet Executive Director of United Nations Population Fund, Dr. Natalia, who said that you are the pioneer in Africa to also fight for gender bias, no for gender bias. How did you achieve that in a relatively short period of time, and how do you sustain and maintain those elements?
I'm not quite sure how the achievement was done, but I mean, these responsibilities have been imposed, and you have to do your best. I think basically it is because of the commitment, above all, the recognition. Ghana, for instance, it's no different from the
in Ghana, and the encouragement of investment for the people here, audience watching us, and in the globe. We are on TV as well. What are the key elements or key investment areas in Ghana where do you want the world to know about and go to Ghana and invest in?
Well, we have a program. I think I tried to outline some of the key elements in the program, but what we can do, the transformation of our agriculture, investments that we want in our digital agenda, and also, of course, in our industrial transformation. These are all areas where we believe that there are strong opportunities. I came here not just to participate in the expo, which has been something quite extraordinary. I have to congratulate the President of the UAE, his Vice, the Prime Minister, on this extraordinary achievement of bringing 192 countries of the world together here in Dubai and this, it's a monumental achievement, and all of you here should be very, very proud of what has been done. But apart from participating in it and making sure that Ghana is also represented amongst the peoples of the earth, is also the opportunity that has been given for me and my delegation to be able to engage with the business community here to open up these opportunities. Already an engagement has started, but we want stronger and stronger relations. We want the UAE to be one of our 2 or 3 most important trading and investment partners in the world, and that's why I'm coming here. And from what I've seen here, maybe I have to come here even more often to make sure that we do that.
Your Excellency, mentioning the strong ties with United Arab Emirates, like especially recently, the economic relationship advanced amazingly, like starting with the opening of Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry office in 2015, then UAE opening an embassy in Accra 2017, and Ghana opening an embassy in Abu Dhabi in 2018, and 68 companies, UAE companies, are now registered in Ghana, and many more. Tell us more about the business relationship. Specifically, your visit here is to sign an important MOU to tighten the relationship between UAE Ghanaian companies. Tell us, if you may, about
I think it's at the heart of why we came. And it is, once again, is to promote this dialogue, this partnership, this collaboration between the 2 business communities. I think there's a lot of synergy that there is between here and Ghana, and between the opportunities and expertise and ability, capacities of the business community here, which can find a resonance with us in Ghana as well. So the MOU that is going to be signed is giving, if you like, legal underpinning, legal framework to a phenomenon that has already began, which we want to accelerate and deepen. And you talk about 68 companies. Yes, 68 is a good beginning, but we this link that we are very, very determined to establish. There are also some cultural phenomena that is worth thinking. I mean, you look here and you see the tolerance, the openness, and we're dealing with a system which is extremely tolerant of different faiths, different viewpoints, etc. That's a Ghana that we're also very determined to build, an open Ghana where people come from all over the world and find themselves at home. You are any example. People who make those choices are also blessed by the Almighty in the way in which the United Arab Emirates has been blessed. And we are hoping to also receive the same kind of blessing by these same sort of choices. Yeah.
Absolutely. Your Excellency, my last question for you. Where do you envision Republic of Ghana in the coming 5 years? Where do you want to see it?
Where do I want to see it? Is irreversible. that more and more and more young people find jobs to do, that we have an economy that is growing at a very fast rate, and that generally Ghana is for satisfying the mass of our people. But there's a very important milestone in that in these 5 years ahead of us. I will be leaving office in 2025, and there'll be elections again in Ghana. And I'm hoping that my party will win again in 2024.
We hope so. Happiness and prosperity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. Thank you.
Your Excellency, I would like to request you to please be on. It was an absolute pleasure, and many thanks to Your Excellencies for your presence on the stage for this great photo session. We will now proceed to MOU standing between UAE in charge of talent attraction and retention, Ministry of Economy, represented by His Excellency Dr. Thani Aziudi, and Ghana Minister for Trade and Industry, represented by Honorable Alan Kaira Martin. Proceeding with another MOU signing between United Arab Emirates Chamber of Commerce, represented by His Excellency Abdullah Mohammed Al Mazroui, and Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, represented by Mr. Yofi Grant, on behalf of Chamber President Mr. Clement Osei Amauke. And of course, we were just the Chamber President, Mr. Clement, is here, so he will be signing. And on behalf, of course, we carry on with the signing of MOU. Be prepared for, of course, a group photo after the signing of the MOU. Thank you. Proceeding with the next MOU signing between United Arab Emirates International Investor Council, Mr. Yofi Grant. And we'll be ready for a group photo. Thank you. Proceeding Ghana Investment Promotion Center, headed by Mr. Yofi Grant, and X-Fusion, represented by Mr. Anthony Yu. and kindly stand for the day. The last MOU for the day is center of signing MOUs between the United Arab Emirates and Republic of Ghana. And we have come to the end of the forum.
Attracted me to Ghana is the human being. Ghanaians always laughing. You know, you find them kind people. You really, okay, sometimes I get, you guys also like to read too much, you know. A friend of mine, he said, I'm coming to see you for a breakfast. So I said, you can come. 6:30, the guy is calling me, he said, I'm in the hotel. So I learned that Ghanaians are very well educated, they read, they have a full view. So I started in love getting to know Ghana more and more. Just recently, we started putting an investment in Ghana. Previously, also, we put an investment. So I'm not talking from history or I'm talking from the perspective of a tourist. I've been there. I've done business in Ghana. I have interacted with the Ghanaian business community. And I'm serious. It's one of these business destinations that can give you access to West Africa. So in short, I would like to encourage my brothers and sisters, Africa in particular. Ghana and UAE, we have a good relationship. Ghana and UAE, we have a good relationship from government to government, and the President of His Excellency have honored us as, I consider myself half Ghanaian. So
Gentlemen, Your Excellencies, please let's stand up for the national anthem of United Arab Emirates and Republic of Ghana for the
السلام الوطني للإمارات العربية المتحدة.
The national anthem of United Arab Emirates.
Many thanks, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, and it was a wonderful forum. As we end today's program,